An open letter to death, written and read on the occasion of the death of Alan Rickman. Dear Death, formerly known on this mortal coil as Sir Christopher Lee. Greetings, good sir. I hope my missive finds you in good health. We on earth, of course, all know that you have indeed settled in well to your new position. We find we must congratulate you on your victory in the long Hollywood-esque duel fought between your good self and the previous holder of your current title. It's rare that the multiverse witnesses such daring do in this age of the mundane. That chase on horseback, firing pistols at one another, the literally death-defying rooftop chase, ending in a white-knuckle crash and clash of sword on sword. The way you tenderly whispered, "Hail Hydra," into where the previous incumbent of your post presumably had his ears as you slowly, ever so slowly, slid the blade home. Exquisite, sir. Exquisite. It lent a wonderful air of contemporary relevance to a battle of wills which otherwise may have wound up seeming nothing more than a rehash of the final battle in the Count of Monte Cristo. We, of course, speak here of the substandard Guy Pearce version, not the superlative Richard Chamberlain take on the tale. However, all congratulations aside, we must now reach the meat of the issue. We, the temporary inhabitants of the mortal realm, understand that you enjoy your work. We also understand fully how lonely that huge house must feel with only a skeletal horse for companionship. After all, not the greatest of conversationalists, your common garden skeletal horse. But that is no excuse for putting in excessive hours on the job. We speak here, of course, of the taking of the bard and troubadour, David Bowie, and His Holiness, Alan Rickman, he who brought about the miracle in Nakatomi Plaza and died for Dumbledore's sins. You took them mere days apart. I am, of course, certain many women of significant note also died in that time period, but their names don't sell newspapers or gather clicks on this newfangled interwebs device, so we mortals would be hard-pressed to know about those, wouldn't we? Regardless, we find ourselves having to ask you that you not pursue your destined career with quite so much misplaced enthusiasm. Rather, we suggest that there are in fact many individuals of a political nature who we as a species would welcome you turning your attention to. Examples being some jumped up new money named Donald Trump and people like the loathsome Martin Shkreli. Alternatively, with your background in ungentlemanly warfare, it should be nothing more than child's play for one of such skills and energy to reduce the current threat of this veil of tears looking a lot like a veil of nuclear winter. After all, that would lead to your being overworked for one day and then unemployed for the rest of eternity. So in closing, we respectfully ask that you not take quite so many cultural touchstones in such a short period of time. If you do find yourself lonely, simply invite one Oliver Reed over for a long weekend. You'll be glad of the peace when he leaves. Sincerely, Earth's inhabitants. P.S. Cut back on the children, they're fattening. P.S. Leave our Gandalf and Captain Picard alone. We need their hijinks and fripperies to brighten our lives. P.S. And leave William Shatner too. We need the real Captain Kirk to remind the new Captain Kirk that he will never fill those shoes. Besides, we already lost our granddaddy Nimoy. Now, does anybody have Death's email address?